Hello everyone and welcome. Another 4 weeks and here I am. As you can see, I'm no longer filming this at the edge of my bed, but instead now at my desk, and that's because I thought, after several plus videos, gotta change things up, gotta keep things fresh, all that stuff, I guess. But also because I have not been doing too great the past few weeks. So for the past month, I have been dealing with some on and off again symptoms that for the most part have left me with low mobility, energy. I struggle with movement. I get winded very easily and disoriented just as much as well from moving for brief periods of time, and it's kind of just put me in this due to my condition and symptoms. I am kind of confined to my room where I can either lie in my bed or I can sit here in my desk because I have my chair that I can lean and rest my head against if I start getting woozy and dizzy. Um, so yeah, I've already had several tests done at an urgent care facility. They don't know what's up, and I have an appointment with my primary physician later this week to hopefully get to the bottom of things and take it from there. Um, but yeah, that's kind of what I've been dealing with. That's part of why this video took a little bit longer, because I've just been dealing with that. But here I am now, so let me just get right into it, starting with the emotional stuff. So, past 4 weeks, as I said, I have not been doing too well. My current physical condition has just left me in a state where it's very difficult for me to really function or do any of the usual stuff in my routine. I have been in and out of work because some days I feel fine, and then other days I feel like absolute crap and can barely move and barely do anything. And I also struggle with focusing on struggling with reading and doing other basic tasks. So that's been affecting me in my schoolwork, and just doing basic stuff in general. It's been very inconveniencing, and it's just kind of left me in a bit of this sort of like depressive rut that it's just I can't keep up with my routine. I can't do the stuff that I usually do. It's left me kind of in a very glum place, and I'm just been very bummed and very out of it, and frustrated trying to get answers as to what exactly I'm dealing with, how do I try to get better, all of those things. So it's I've been kind of in a crap place right now, and I'm not doing too great, but I'm doing my best to stay optimistic and hang in there. It's just been really difficult because of what I'm presently going through, and how that has negatively impacted pretty much every aspect of my everyday life. So that's been a struggle for me. But moving on to the physical stuff, hair is still growing at a very steady rate. Seems weird. It seems still weird to me that beforehand I never really noticed how much my hair was growing out, because that wasn't really something I was thinking too much about. I was still going for a more androgynous style several-ish months ago and really wasn't thinking too much about it. I just, I had the look that I wanted, and now it's like, oh, I actually want to have that more, fuller, longer, actually grow my hair out. So I've definitely been noticing just how my hair grows. So that's been going at a steady rate. I've also noticed, as for body hair, I've noticed that it's definitely becoming slightly less, thinner and less noticeable to the touch or the eye. I've even noticed that on my wrists, the hairs are slightly even more blondish looking and a little and less noticeable at a glance. So that's something. As for the rest of my body, I've noticed that my arms and legs have definitely kind of subtly got a little bit more thinner and kind of more rounder to more feminine proportions. And even my hips and my abdomen as well, even though I have a slightly a bit more muscular, average, kind of beefier physique, kind of given that most of my weight is made up of muscle, because I am a moderately physically active person, and that's just kind of how my physique is. So I don't really know exactly how I can expect how much of that will change. But so far, what I've been seeing is that every now and again there have been kind of it's been a subtle change from where I was beforehand to how my body is presently, and having a little bit more round of the fat redistribution, and some of the kind of restructuring of my muscle mass. I've definitely noticed that every now and again there are subtle changes to to my arms and my legs, to becoming a little bit more thinner and rounder in the right areas, like my thighs and my wrists and biceps, etc., to slightly looking a little bit more feminine, but because it's mostly it's mostly because it's more a beefier part of a beefier muscular athletic build. Not too sure how that's going to change, but so far I've noticed that in a subtle way that it has. I've also noticed that my backside is becoming a little bit more rounder, more fuller, definitely a bit more prominent in its overall appearance. Not that that really matters to me that much, but that's something that I've been noticing. As for my chest, I've definitely noticed that it's become a lot more, my breasts have become a lot more firmer and definitely noticeably somewhat larger, and definitely has more of a weight and more of just a shape and just kind of overall presence. Like as part of my overall, I guess, physique, overall physical appearance, I've definitely noticed that when I put shirts on, especially my t-shirts, that there's definitely, like, I feel like that's more of a something more of a presence that I notice on my body than I did before in previous months, where it's just like, yeah, I know my breasts are there, but I didn't really think too much of it. Now, and it's like, oh, I actually can, see a lot of the shape, and even just kind of like, and just kind of the shape and roundness of my breasts and the firmness and weight of everything, and even the cleavage on just my chest as a whole. I've definitely noticed it's definitely got more of a shape to it all, and that's really the gist of it. So the really big highlights of the month have been really just definitely the more growth and development of my chest, and those subtle changes to my overall, and the other subtle changes to my overall body, and mostly my arms, my legs, and my hips and my abdomen are the things that I really noticed the most for this month. But aside from that, it's a, I tend to say every month in a way, it's just a step in the right direction, slow uphill ascension and stuff like that. But I've mostly just been dealing with a lot of the, just kind of the hurdles of just my current physical condition and just being in a very weak state. So it's kind of made, keeping track of everything a little bit challenging, but these are just the things that I've noticed the past 4 weeks and what I've been able to notice outside of what I've been dealing with. So that's I don't know, that seemed awfully confusing. I don't know, whatever, just go with it. But yeah, anyway, that is pretty much the gist of it. That is what I've been dealing with, so who knows what'll happen in the next 4 weeks. Until next time, I guess. But anyway, that's all for now. Thank you all very much for watching, and take care.